Hello and welcome to week 2 of my June 2025 European road trip. Here's a few videos from the journey. This is Nuremberg, which was a stop en route between Probstzella and Liechtenstein. Here's some videos from Liechtenstein. This is the capital city of Vaduz. I'm sure you don't pronounce it like that. Absolutely beautiful place, spotlessly clean. It looks incredibly wealthy. Certainly hotel costs in Vaduz were prohibitive. I stayed the night over the border in the nearby town of Feldkirch in Austria, which was about a fifth of the price of staying in Liechtenstein itself. However, you can park in the city for an hour for free, so every cloud. Absolutely gorgeous city to walk around, and you've got the beautiful Alps as a backdrop. My journey continued down south through the Swiss Alps, and I reached the Mediterranean in the town of Imperia in Italy. Apologies for the couple of portrait videos. Sometimes I forget when I'm recording to do it in landscape. This is Menton in France, which was a beautiful place to stay. Really surprised me. I enjoyed staying there. I would have stayed in Menton for longer, but the hotels just weren't available. Extra nights I wanted to stay. I went to the train station here in Menton and caught a train to Monte Carlo. The train took about, I think it was 14 minutes. And I think the train fare was about €4 each way between Menton and Monte Carlo. More of the seafront in Menton. Oh, here I have arrived in Monte Carlo, which was my 67th country to visit. Lots of impressive yachts in the harbour. Here's the next morning back in Menton itself, having a look round, some beautiful squares. The south of France really surprised me. Here's the famous Monte Carlo casino, of course, lots of flash cars and a Fiat 500. I spotted some cars to one side with British license plates. Of course, it's much easier to move your winnings around Europe in the trunk of a car. More from Menton as I continue to explore. Such a beautiful place. The next morning from my hotel I walked up to the Italian border and back, which was a 15-minute walk from my hotel.
Good morning from a very sunny and hot Menton in the south of France. I've just checked out of my hotel, extracted my car from the underground car park, and the objective of today is to drive through Monte Carlo, have a look at Villefranche, and then head to my next overnight stay, which is on the outskirts of Toulon. So let's see how we get on.
Here I'm driving through Monaco, or Monte Carlo even. Monte Carlo is the city and Monaco is the country, or the tiny anyway. Zebra crossings in Monte Carlo are well used. Behind the buildings to the left here is the famous Monte Carlo casino that we saw earlier. This is the next day when I'm driving through. See this left turn that pickup is taking, that's entering one of the access roads to the casino. I think this road is part of the Formula One circuit. Certainly the road is very smooth surface. It's the closest I'm going to get to driving on a Formula One circuit. So continuing uphill here. I drove out of Monaco and back into France, crossing an international border without even realizing it. I wasn't even sure exactly which point the border was. Quick trip through one of the famous Monaco tunnels that crisscross the country. And then I'll make my way to my next stop. The next stop is here. The Milo Viaduct, the highest bridge in the world. The road surface stands some 1,000 feet over the river below. I believe there are sometimes clouds underneath the roadway. Here's an overview of the car park at the visitor centre, which doubles as a motorway service station. Very pleasant place to visit. And here's some video footage, albeit quite shaky, so do forgive the quality. the day after visiting the visitor centre, I set off on the next stage of my journey and I drove over the Milo Viaduct. Most of the drive over it, you don't realise you're so far high up above the ground, to be honest. There was one section where I glanced to my side and I could see down, and it felt like I was on an aeroplane coming into land. But most of the time the fences at the side kind of obscure your view. With good reason, they don't want people stopping, gawping at the view. But certainly an experience. I've driven over the highest bridge in the world. From here I made my way southwestwards to my overnight stay in Toulon. I'd booked a cheap hotel in Toulon and it appeared to be in an industrial estate, but next to an IKEA and a Carrefour supermarket. And there's the end of the Milo Viaduct. I was doing on or around the speed limit, but it seemed like everybody else was passing me. After my overnight stay in Toulon, I reached my next country, and here it is. Tiny alpine nation of Andorra, or Pyrenean, I should say, because some of them is later. Thank you for watching the second instalment of my European road trip, which saw me visit 3 new countries for me, which were Liechtenstein, Monaco and Andorra, which brings the tally of countries I visited up to number 68. So my goal is to visit 100 countries in the world. I don't have any specific time frame for doing this, but that's my ultimate goal, to be able to visit 100 countries. So thank you for watching. Please do give the video a like, subscribe to this very small channel if you haven't already, and hopefully that will keep you posted with where I end up next. Thank you for watching, bye for now, and I'll see you soon.